Hello everybody, this is Tom Seidner. I just want to make this short follow-up video on the review video that I did for Star Wars Rivals. Now, one of the things that I failed to mention when I was talking about Star Wars Rivals are the cards. And truly, the cards are probably the biggest controversial thing about this game. They made some really weird design choices in the cards, and so I wanted to talk about that and talk about some of the solutions that I came up with to actually fix that. So first of all, let's talk about the location cards. The location cards are probably the least strange design. They're pretty much just the size of a normal playing card, a magic card, but they have the corners cut off. They sleeve quite easily, and they work quite well in a sleeve. When you have them in a sleeve, they shuffle really easily and they deal very easily. So they work pretty well. So these are really not all that controversial. So these actually are not bad at all. So just regular sleeving these fixes that problem. The next is the character cards. The character cards are a little more diverse in the way they are created. They have a couple corners missing here and a large corner missing here. But they do sleeve quite well. They are the same size as a playing card as long as you count the missing spaces. And they do sleeve quite well. I've sleeved all of mine. They're not too bad. The corners are a little floppy, but you do not shuffle and you do not deal these. So these don't seem to be much of a problem. So sleeving these seems to be okay. Now the character cards are the ones that are a real issue. So they are cut very strangely. I think there's a game in Star Wars, if you're a big Star Wars fan, you're going to know about this, and they're cut to resemble those cards. But they pose a lot of problems with them. So first of all, they are a very weird texture. So if you don't sleeve them, they tend to stick together and they don't shuffle easily. I think Tom Bassel mentioned this in one of his videos, and I 100% agree with him. They're very hard to shuffle. They're very hard to get apart, and they just don't work well in the format they are. Now, I usually sleeve all my cards for all my games that I play a lot because I don't want the cards to become damaged over time. So I wanted to sleeve these. I tried sleeving these in a standard sleeve, but the problem is that the sleeve is very floppy in the corners. These are something that you're going to be shuffling quite often. You're going to be dealing or drawing from the deck quite often, and it's very, very weird to do that this way. So the solution I came up with is I just took a standard playing card. This just happens to be a Star Wars card from an LCG that I used to play years ago that I had sitting around, and I went ahead and I sleeved these behind those cards. So if you place a standard playing card of any type behind the card, you don't really see much of that card, but it really gives it a nice feel. It feels like a normal card. It shuffles really well, and it deals and draws very well also. So I think this is a really good solution. I don't think that the cards being these weird sizes should deter from the game if you've got some old playing cards and you've got a set of sleeves that you can utilize. The only caveat is it makes the card very thick. So if you're storing your entire collection, if you have the entire collection, you're going to have a pretty good stack of cards because it's going to really thicken up this stock here. Now, the good thing is that when you play the game, you only use 9 cards. So having 9 cards sleeved with double cards doesn't make that much of a difference in it, and it works out pretty well. So I hope this is helpful. If you guys are thinking about this game, I highly recommend getting it. It's a really, really fun game. Go watch my other video. I'll put it in the description below, a link to it, so that you can watch how we implemented the 12-point rule and really made a difference in the game. And if you're struggling with the game being unbalanced, check that out. That'll help. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in another video.